This and every MR2 bug video is brought to you by Hux Racing. Their link is in our description. Your mom told me if you could guess what engine this is, she'd get you a $5 Taco Bell gift card. Just comment below to receive your Nacho Grande Quesadilla Crunchwrap Burrito Supreme platter. So I'm just going to show you this real quick because the graphic's really cool. We don't do really cool graphics very often. So you saw the graphic. The problem is, as you can see, this is a solid color film, which means when this goes to stretch, it's not a good thing. It breaks apart and it blows apart. And so I'm telling you this beforehand so you don't judge when I pull it out, because it's going to stretch and it's going to break. This thing is so freaking tall. I mean, up here, graphics going to do wonderful. It's going to hit this, and then on the sides of these, it's going to break, probably about here down break. This is all taped off. It needs to stay clean. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you again real quick. Where it does break off, I'm going to mist black and kind of make it look like we meant for it to stop where it did. I just want to tell you that now because I'm going to pull it out, and you're going to go, and then you're going to see what I do with it, and you're going to see it after I clear it, and you're going to go, So I'm telling you now, saving you some, brain energy so you don't have to judge me. Okay, I'm gonna dip that thing now. Holy crap, that was enough of me talking. Now, I know what you're thinking. Preston, we've already seen you make the exhaust for the bug. Please show us something exciting. Well, you're correct, but I'm making it more aesthetically pleasing. Preston, this is yourself telling the viewers what you're doing because you've already done it. So just get back to welding and forget any of this ever happened. Good boy. Beforehand, the exhaust looked something like an octopi's tentacles. Now it looks like that of a snail shell with a nice tight curvature, very aesthetically pleasing to the eye with a very nice whoosh effect. This is a little embarrassing, but I'm showing you guys because it needs to be shown. Despite what you may see visually or think, I have improved slightly on my quality. So this was the turbo flange, right? Welds are as you would expect from me. What I'm ashamed of is that. This pipe is way too big, and there's basically half of a brick wall that's gonna block a significant amount of flow and just make it really weird. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how all that works, but I know that if you have a force this big and then you try to squeeze it through a hole and don't make a smooth transition, it's gonna cause turbulence like that of an aeroplane. So I found a piece right there that's just as ugly as everything else I use, but it is this size to a closer to this size. I believe this is 3, and the other side of that looks to be about 2.5. So, and then I'm gonna put it in the vise and try and square it off a little bit and make it, still not gonna be perfect. Anyways, okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So thanks for stopping by for your lesson in physics and aerodynamics in the form of junkyard turbo kits. I know, it's sick. He did a really good...
You're gonna have to make a 10-second pass because of the intercooler pipe.
Right, because it looks like it should be fast.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
He really did.
He was like, oh, these welds look bad, blah, blah, blah. I'm
What?
like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it looks...
Oh, man.
It looks wicked. That was last minute. We both didn't even think about that. And then Mo was like, what about the temp sensor? And I'm like,
air temp sensor.
Yeah. But, and then I made these shorter.
Okay.
Like I tightened them in a lot.
Nice.
Oh,
you got rid of that.
Yeah, he welded this onto that. And then this doesn't fit, so it's hanging. I gotta angle it down. This is gonna get swapped out for a new intercooler, but it's gonna be, so this is an Evo 8 intercooler, so we're gonna swap that out for an upgraded one. Just, it'll make it look a little cleaner and be a little bit thicker, but it'll still fit in this location. I'll have to make these a little fatter, that's fine. So we set this where I originally wanted it to be, which meant that this no longer fit. So what I gotta do is basically drop it down. A lot of you guys wanted this to come up at kind of an angle, kind of matching the body line right there instead of straight up and down like this. So it's gonna kind of meet both in the middle. It's gonna be about like that. So I'm gonna whip that up real quick. And then I'll explain everything else and how beautiful everything is looking and how close we are to actually driving this thing. So last video we had a misfire. We narrowed it down to this cylinder here, and turns out spark plugs were shot and this injector was stuck. So I tapped it with a screwdriver. Cool. I thought it was fixed, and then Max, the guy that did all of this beautiful work, was like, you're still running on 3 cylinders. So last video we were running on 2 cylinders, and that's why it sounded like a tractor. So this cylinder is bad, or it's not firing, I should say. So they gave me a Type S injector, so I threw that in there. They gave me 2, this is the other one. Just pulled the spark plug out, and it looks, I mean, it looks unused basically. So, that's what I'm digging into now. Boy, I wish I filmed that. So I'm texting Brent, and he was just saying, like, you know, check this, check that, check this. And so I pulled the spark plug out. You just watched that. Didn't see any spark. I'm like, but then I was thinking, well, I'm gonna just stick a screwdriver in it, you know, and set it next to this little ground off spot and see if we'd see some spark. Well, I kind of, you know, I grabbed a rubber screwdriver thinking that that would be well insulated, and I just shoved it in and I was gonna hold it. And right when I shoved it in there, I got, so we have spark. I learned that. I'm positive that we have spark. Injector, we have power, we have 12 volts going to the injector, and I've switched 3 injectors out now. I can't imagine they're all bad. One of them, when I took it out, it had fuel at the bottom of it. What is really starting to worry me, and I called my Mina, and he suggested this as well. I didn't tell him about this though. It's pretty hard to see, but as you can see, it's a little moist right there. Now, some of that is from the valve cover gasket. Valve cover gasket is leaking a little bit, but there's a little bit extra moisture down there, and I don't know. So he is putting out his compression tester outside his house. Luckily, he lives literally across the street from me now that we've moved, so I see him every morning. So he's gonna put that outside. I'll test compression tomorrow. We have spark, we should have fuel, but I don't know. I checked grounds, I added a ground, kind of retracing all my steps, but it's only on the cylinder number 4. I've switched coil packs. We have power at the plug, we have 12 volts there. So unless all 3 injectors I put in are bad, that means we have low compression on that cylinder, which would just be great. In other news, well, I can't even tell you guys that yet. I have news, and it might all just kind of work out, but it'll delay some stuff. But anyways, so that's where I'm at. This looks absolutely fantastic. Max did a wonderful job on this piping. I mean, it looks incredible. Everything fit together really well. Snakes all the way up through there, and then kaboom, kapow. Oh yeah, finished that. It's not touching any of the corners. It's sitting pretty good. It's got a little bit more of an angle up than it did prior to, so that's kind of cool. Shooting up just a wee bit. Made that nice and short as to not block this intercooler pipe, and then I wanted to kind of match it, so we sucked that in a little bit and made it nice and short. We did go down quite a bit in diameter. It's hard to see because of the heat wrap. You're welcome. If I did not put this on here, you would laugh at me and probably stop watching the channel. The biggest part of this was the intercooler. I mean, we're there. I gotta add a O2 sensor to that side, and I have to add a wastegate to here, but I don't have the monies for the wastegate, so we are waiting on that, but we'll be ordering that here in about a week. I might as well show you what it sounds like on 3 cylinders, because you've only heard it on 2. Ugh. Now, a handful of you should be thinking, well, Preston, you've started this thing 100 times without a radiator. And that's true. It's never ran for more than like 30 seconds max, which is fine. And half the time we were starting it, we had Honda hooked up and it was showing temperature, whatever. I'm not worried about that. If this has low compression, that's how it was beforehand. I don't know why it would run, I don't know. I feel like when I bought the RSX and I started it, I feel like it ran smooth. But maybe, I mean, the engine runs smooth, like it's not shaking or anything. And the RSX had a full exhaust, so it was quiet. So maybe that's, who knows, guys? I might have just bought a bad motor. But, you know, we'll find out. Mina is already looking for an RSX Type S. I was talking to Max Morgan, again, the guy that did the pipes. Morgan was saying he made 600 and something on a bone stock K20A2. He put head studs and a head gasket in it. Or maybe just head studs. I don't even know. But, so... worst case scenario, we're going to drop the motor in. Worst case scenario, and we drop a motor in, I'm not going to put another junk motor in. This is a K20A3. It is the bottom of the barrel. Like, I think K24s out of Accords are stronger than these. I think these have little tiny baby rods. So, Mina's on the lookout for that. I'm going to grab his compression tester on the way home. We'll find that out in the morning. I will keep you guys updated. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, please do, that'd be cool. Sorry, but I'll keep you updated on there throughout the week. On the other channel, the oil leak, I will keep you updated on that as well this week. I have not been doing a good job on there, but I will this week because this is exciting or devastating. So, okay, that's enough of me yammering. Thank you guys for being here as always. I appreciate your time. I got a drone, as you may have seen, and I'm really excited about that. My brother bought that for me for Christmas, and he shouldn't have. It was a lot of money. And then my wife bought me this slider. And that's what you saw in the time lapses, kind of traveling through the shop. So really excited about all that. Film quality is going to continue to go up. I'm pumped, excited. We'll see you next week. And I got a lot of work to do again, but that's part of it. So I'm going to keep pushing, and we'll see where we end up. See you guys.